And finally, from Europe, Italy is facing a growing exodus of young people seeking better opportunities abroad. Over the past decade, more than 1 million Italians, particularly those aged 25 to 34, have left the pristine paradise. The brain drain is driven by low salaries, lack of job recognition, and high youth unemployment. As young Italians leave the country is staring at a population crisis where the number of elderly could soon outmatch the young. Does it have a plan to stop the great escape? Our final report explores this very question.
Italy, the land of jaw-droppingly gorgeous landscapes, irresistible pizza, and that I'm just going to casually sip this espresso in a sunlit piazza lifestyle that makes you want to drop everything and live there. While the streets of Rome and Milan may seem like living postcards for those on vacation, for the youth it's a different picture. More than 1 million Italians have packed their bags and left the country in the last decade, with a whopping 1/3 of them aged between 25 and 34. This mass exodus raises a simple question: why are young Italians fleeing a country that seems to have everything Italian youngsters know? The harsh reality is that even a modest, quiet life can be a luxury in a country where €15 for shopping might be a stretch, and in Italy that's increasingly becoming a distant dream. So what does a person do if you can't afford the quiet? You leave. It's not just about the past and history anymore. The youth are leaving because, despite their degrees and potential, Italy simply can't offer them the opportunities they deserve. Real wages in Italy have been steadily declining, with youth unemployment rates higher than the European average. Workplaces in Italy are seen as meritocratic, where your educational achievements don't guarantee a higher salary or a better position. There's no national minimum wage, and salaries don't exactly grow with the number of degrees you rack up. It's the kind of environment where young bright minds are left asking why even bother. Youngsters, after studying abroad, return to Italy hoping to find a rewarding job that would allow them to contribute to the country's future. Instead, they're finding that salaries are lower in Italy than in other parts of Europe, and sometimes by hundreds of euros for the same job. It's a shame, because the exodus is not just a cultural loss, it's an economic one too. Italy has lost an estimated €134 billion, which is almost $140 billion from the years 2011 to 2023 due to brain drain. The most worrying part: this isn't just a temporary phase. With Italy's aging population and a dwindling number of younger workers, things are only going to get worse. By 2050, the ratio of people working to those not working will shrink from 3 to 2 to a precarious 1. The country will have fewer people paying into the system and more people needing services. This sounds like a recipe for disaster. Italy is trying to reverse this trend. They're offering tax incentives to attract highly skilled workers to come back home, and even bigger cuts if those workers bring their children along. But even with these incentives, it might be too little too late. After all, when the country's brightest minds are leaving in droves, it's hard to imagine those incentives would be enough to stop the exodus. So while Italy remains a paradise for tourists and retirees, it's turning into a bit of a dystopia for its youth. The dream of Italy is being slowly suffocated by low wages, a lack of recognition, and a country that just can't seem to value the future enough to keep its brightest young people from packing up and leaving. Let's just hope the next generation of Italians doesn't have to leave to find their quiet life somewhere else. Thanks for watching this video.